In true authoritarian fashion, Donald Trump, he's already gone into California and wants to create tons of problems and then say he's solving it. Now he says if the mayor of New York City is elected and he doesn't like him, he'll just go in and take over. That's what he has to say. Here we have ABC News. President Trump on Tuesday suggested a federal takeover of New York City and Washington, claiming a tremendous power at the White House to run places when we have to. And we know this is a direct response to the overwhelming support in New York City for Zoran Mondami. And it's gross. I mean, this is full on authoritarianism. We're not even trying to cover it up.
This is a dress rehearsal. What we just saw in California in the parks with masked military walking through the parks where people are, children are playing, people are having their day. This is intimidation, and this is a dress rehearsal for, I believe, stopping the elections, the midterms in 2026. They are going to start hyping up and heightening all of the military presence, because one thing that this man will go to the ends of the earth to avoid are consequences. Mm-hmm. And so we should take him at his word with this. We need to realize that he is saying crazy shit. He's capable of doing crazy shit. He has a court that will allow him to do crazy shit. And he has a cult-like base that loves it when he does crazy shit. So it would surprise me zero if he does this. And Democrats need to start taking him at his word. He'll do it.
He'll absolutely do it. And Stephen Miller, I wouldn't put anything past him. And then we have Trump talking about Alex Padilla and Senator Cory Booker and saying they hate America.
On another subject, two Democratic senators now, Cory Booker and Alex Padilla, have a new bill out. They want to require CBP and ICE officers to have legible IDs, and they don't want CBP or ICE officers covering their faces. Would you ever sign that?
Well, they wouldn't be saying that if they didn't hate our country, and they obviously do. I'm surprised that they would do it, knowing a little bit about them.
Okay, enough. Here's the thing about this. We have ICE that has no ID. They're not showing their faces. And then you also, at the same time, have ICE impersonators that are white supremacists that are also terrorizing people. And the Trump administration knows this. And they have been asked over and over, make them show their faces, make them show IDs, but they don't want it because they like the white supremacists going in and creating havoc for the same people that ICE is doing it for. And that in and of itself is authoritarianism.
Well, I mean, just the fact the way he responded that, like accountability. Cory Booker and Senator Padilla want this. And his response is, I mean, first grade.
Right.
Let's hear from the first graders. Well, Cory Booker and Senator Padilla hate America. I mean, just, I guess this shit hits hard with the dumbed down MAGA Christian base. I guess that they just buy that shit. But intellectually, fucking MAGA morons, what you're doing is actually antithetical to American values, and having due process and agents properly identify themselves is actually pro-American. What Donald Trump is doing, since you like to speak in such binary terms, is actually hating America. But I know that's probably...
Right, that's too far. And one thing I've noticed in Trump 2.0 is he is protecting people that are like him. And by that, I mean wannabe dictators or dictators and criminals, i.e. Benjamin Netanyahu. And now we have this, okay, so Brazil had the exact same thing that the United States had with the January 6th insurrection. The president at the time wanted to shut down opposition. He didn't want to leave power. So there was a riot. Now, Brazil is trying him in a court of law, and Trump doesn't like it. I guess he thinks he's the emperor of the universe. Put this up. IHIP reports, I'll tax my own citizens if your sovereign nation doesn't do what I want it to do for my own personal and political interests is, of course, the logical conclusion of the dumb Trump tariffs. And that is IHIP's response to Trump threatens 50% tariffs on Brazil if it doesn't stop the Bolsonaro witch hunt trial. Here's the deal. He committed a crime. They're trying for the crime that Trump should have been tried for. And Trump, who has absolutely zero skin in the game other than authoritarianism, is wanting to go in and punish Brazil if they continue with this justice proceeding. Does he want to be emperor? I'm shook.
Well, I believe that Bolsonaro lives in Florida now. And during the first parts of this, he was fleeing to Mar-a-Lago, and this is the victim culture, and this is what he's doing with Benjamin Netanyahu. He's begging them not to try Benjamin Netanyahu in the courts. He's begging not to try Bolsonaro. This is, they want to continue to normalize the concentration of power and the dismantling of the rule of law at every turn. And so, he's going to do this with Brazil, and then it's going to taco tit it out, and then it's going to end up not being a 50% tariff. He just likes to be a big dick. But what's important about this is all of these things that he's doing, you can see open corruption in the filings. So when this announcement of the 50% tariffs on Bolsonaro, there was an obvious buy of currency prior to him announcing this. And then after he announces it, there is a obvious in the graph of this of people selling the currency. It is open corruption. The same thing with the copper that he just did. You can see the open corruption. He is alerting people that want to make money, maybe his sons, Dumb and Dumber, or others, or people are in the room know he's going to do this and they're running off and doing this. There has never been this level of open corruption. So all of this stuff is blowhard shit on Twitter, but behind the scenes, you can actually, regulators can see where people are gaming the currency right before his announcement and right after his announcement. And this level of open corruption in the United States government is something that will outlive MAGA and the American brand in the days of American dollar ruling and the American economy ruling. We're in the decline of that because the story behind this story about Bolsonaro is the open corruption of people enriching themselves as he plays with the tariffs.
Well, and when the tariffs came out, it was the exact same thing. Members of Congress that knew the tariffs were coming, knew they were going to be backed off. I mean, we're seeing this openly, like you said. And then you have the meme coin and the crypto shit and all, foreign investors buying the gold, buying his crypto stuff. Then you have the MAGA gold cards. I mean, it is corruption 101, and it's the enriching of the oligarchy to the detriment of the working class and the poor people. It's so gross. Well, then he does it. He's announced it. He put a letter on his Truth Social announcing tariffs. And I know that in the world where we have so many problems and democracy is succumbing to fascism, but the lack of diplomacy being handled appropriately and how we have to put everything on our failing social media site. It's just so classless. It's indecent. Everything about Trump is just white trash city. It grosses me out. So now he's done it. People are making $1 million. We'll see what happens. Hopefully he won't grant asylum. Maybe he'll insane asylum, the difference between Bolsonaro if he's convicted. Bolsonaro, apologies. But I fully expect if he were to be convicted that Donald Trump would say, oh, please come live in Florida. You can be here. No worries. We won't extradite you.
Yeah. And the thing about him doing these letters online is this is a optics presidency. He keeps the optics that, look, I'm going to write these people, these tough guy letters. And this shit hits hard. This shit hits hard with the Fox News crowd. They have lowered their standards so low for this guy that it doesn't matter what he does. He does it all with impunity. And the larger question that needs to be asked, because he's going to do all this crazy shit, Trump's going to Trump. He's going to Trump until he dies. That's just going to happen. The larger question that haunts me are the triple Trumpers and the moral flaw and decay in their character that this country raised and facilitated an environment where 77 million people voted for him and still support him and traffic in the hate and cruelty that he does. The Bolsonaro, the open corruption, he's going to keep doing this shit. It's how are 77 million people that can go and vote for this man and see with their own eyes, even what they see through Fox News, and they still support him. That's what haunts me.
Well, and I'll tell you what, young people growing up in this and supporting Trump, that haunts me too. That's all we have for right now. Please like this video and subscribe to our channel. We'll be back soon.